Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for a chat this morning, Heidi. I thought we might start by getting you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So I know you've had a really interesting working life from our chats. So where did it all begin, and how did you end up in education?
Yeah, I had quite a tough time at school myself. I have ADHD, attention deficit disorder. So school was always quite hard. And I remember sitting at the back of our English class with a really good friend of mine, and the two of us were told by our teacher that you will never amount to anything. And I was so excited when I found out that the girl I sat next to is now a published successful author, and I myself went into journalism. So I guess I always had education at the back of my mind, and when there was the opportunity to change from journalist to teacher, I took it with open arms, because I understand firsthand what it can be like to struggle, having great ideas and buzzing around, but just finding the right program for you to put those incredible ideas down on paper.
That's amazing. And just, I think you would bring so much to education, because you've been in the shoes of some of our kids who are experiencing exactly what you've experienced. So that's really awesome. Now, I know also you are coming at this from an interesting perspective, because you've worked as a classroom teacher, and you've also got a young man with some learning difficulties.
Yeah, so we have a 5-year-old son who was recently diagnosed with DLD, which is developmental language disorder. It's quite a severe speech and language disorder. And we contacted an organisation called DLD Project, and they were amazing. They talked us through the different ways, the different approaches for a child to learn to read, write and spell to their full potential. And so a few emails and a couple of Zoom calls later, they put me in touch with Speld Queensland, and Speld Queensland, luckily for me, offer the Sounds Right phonics program, which is where children learn to read, write and spell through a linguistic program. And it's all on those sounds and segmenting and blending. And so I was like, I need this course. I need the course for my son as a parent, and I need it as an educator too. I'd love to help lots of children, not just my own. So I definitely called up Speld and said, where have you been all my life? And luckily for me, I completed the course, and it's helped our son already a lot. There's still work to do. It's not magic, and attention span and time, but it's been the most successful program we've had so far. Our son is definitely keeping up with his fellow cohort, and we're really, really proud of him.
Oh, that's excellent to hear, Heidi. So my next question was going to be, what made you want to do Sounds Right? But I think you've absolutely answered that. So you had obviously your son and that teaching background as well. From both perspectives, what do you think made it so effective? Why does it work so well for kids with learning difficulties?
I think it's been organised in a way where children use movement, the movement of tiles, the movement of sounds, and they look at those sounds and put them in an order to then decode and understand a word, and make a word, read a word. And I think the process of moving and writing on whiteboards and moving tiles while they are saying, verbally saying, and seeing the sounds helps for the brain to process and understand what is behind those letters that are on the page.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So it sounds like it's really multi-sensory. It's got that nice sequential component. Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Okay, so next question. What have you been able to achieve since you've completed the program? Because I know that you are working across a few different areas.
Yeah, so I now, I left the classroom because I really believe in the evidence-based approach of Sounds Right, and it's worked for me, it's worked for my own child. So I tutor children one-to-one. Sounds Right is available and does work very well with small groups and classrooms as well, but my opportunity is one-to-one. I teach a range of boys and girls with all differences, and they range between aged 5 to 14. And so you meet the child where they are at, and you go through the program, which is laid out for you. The program is very clever because it works on Zoom, it works online just as well as I believe as face-to-face. One of my biggest successes, because you never quite know, because not every program will give everything to every child. But a parent said to me yesterday, she just left her parent-teacher conference, and the teacher had remarked how her son had begun reading aloud in class, reading out loud, and he had never done that before, and he's in year 4 at the moment. And the increasing confidence and self-esteem, including the achievement in literacy, I think that's the most important thing to me. It's the confidence and feeling like you belong and you are very much a part of the class and you can keep up. So I guess that's, for me, that's the biggest achievement I've had with Sounds Right to date, that it built a child's confidence, self-esteem, but also empowers the child to be at the centre of their own learning. And that's my other achievement with my teenagers that I work with. They are able to approach teachers and explain that visual and audio multimodal learning is the best way for them to learn, and that's been a really great feeling. However, you know, the downside of that is you empower them so much that they don't need you anymore, so you've talked yourself out of a job, but they come first.
Which is a lovely place to get to, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely place to get to. Oh, that's so fantastic. And I feel like we often get people who hear about Sounds Right, but want to know a little bit more and get inside the program a little bit and kind of understand the impact that it can have. So I know this is going to be awesome for our members to hear. Thank you so much for having a chat with me, Heidi.
No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you.